Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys. No one recommended this. I saw this. A lot of my videos that I react to are just like I'd say 50-50, all right? 50% are just videos that I see that I would watch regardless, but that I might as well react to, you know?
Kenya. I'm from China.
That's how we reached here. How has Germany changed you as a person? Do a preemptive sub. Like. Let's go.
Albania.
I cut myself shaving, so that's not fun. It's fine. I'm over it.
I'm from Turkey, South Korea.
From Brazil.
From Kenya. I'm from China.
Albania.
Colombia.
I'm from Argentina.
Italy.
Italy. We're from Ireland. Russia.
Italy. Brazil.
Ecuador.
Me too.
Argentina.
I'm from
No
the
US.
I'm from Pakistan. Pakistan. England.
Just as I said that.
Me too.
Argentina.
I'm from the US. I'm from Pakistan. Pakistan. England.
Yes. How has Germany changed you as a person?
Oh, that's quite a hard question.
Very difficult to say.
Well,
I have the sudden urge to invade France, Poland, and the Low Countries. It's a little history joke. Sorry.
At one point, Germany would have changed us as a person. Let's ask, as many nationalities, how has Germany changed you as a person?
British anthem.
So one of the things that I can say has changed me, I think I've gotten used to the planning. So now I schedule everything. Yeah. So yes, I guess that's what I have. That's really that I can say is a big change. What else has changed me? I guess I've become a more mountain person because Germans like to do activities over the weekend, which for me previously was Germans. What else has changed me? I guess I've become a more mountain person because
Mountain.
Germans like to do activities over the weekend, which for me previously was time to rest. So yeah, I also do a lot of activities over the weekend. For me, yeah, those are the two glaring things that have probably.
Two things that I really need. Better organization, scheduling, and just getting outside more.
It changed me. Yeah.
I think here I became less friendly. That's the point. I love being here. I love being here. But my favorite. No, it's not funny. It's my life. I think here I became more like individual. Before I used to do so many small talk. I used to go to parties like firstly alone and meet so many people like in my country or in different countries. Here it doesn't work. Or maybe it's because of my pure German. But it's difficult to make small talk or random friends like meeting at the street.
Here, you still do it. With the hop on off, she was meeting this. She went up to these homeless guys and she just started talking to them. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, no, don't do this. And she was like, yeah, let's be friends.
I've been 7 years
Hey, she'd fit in like California or something.
living here. I think that Germany changed me in a personal way. It gave me a different type of structure in my life, I would say, Yeah, I think that a big thing about living in Germany and learning German gives you, a way of thinking. It's not only about the language or something like that, so definitely it changed a bit of my personality. Yeah. I try to pick the best of each culture and incorporate it, so yeah.
Maybe more.
Language fascinates me. I don't know two language. I only know one language, but etymology. What is it called? Just like the evolution. Just languages as a topic, because especially when you only know one language. Like me, I grew up my entire life speaking English, American English. But I think a lot of people who are monolingual can't imagine other languages as just the same descriptions and uses of your language, just different words. But I learned that in the case of like Japanese, for instance, I saw this on like a YouTube short or something. These really young Japanese kids, maybe like 9 and 12 or something, very articulate, smart. But I guess there are these things in Japan, like there are 2 types of grammar, one with more casual and one more professional, and it made me think about like what other differences are there in different languages that aren't just a different word meaning the same thing. Like what phrases and sentences are there in other languages that just don't exist in the language that you speak? That makes sense?
Independent and more outgoing, because you have to build the connections here when you don't have any family and you're new. You put yourself out there way much more. And as you said about the culture thing,
yeah, like it's really interesting like to meet so many different cultures, and like not even through work but like even social, and like see how other people like interact with each other, and you know how it's different from back home. And yeah, it's really nice experiencing those different cultures too. So
yeah, you take yourself less seriously, especially like we're learning the language, so you learn to not be so good at something and just try your best. And yeah, no, it's great.
I think it has changed me. Like
they sounded very American. You could definitely hear the Irish accent towards the end of every sentence, but I thought that was interesting that they didn't have a very strong Irish accent to me.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I think it has changed me. Like I have become more independent since I came here, and I have learned to appreciate like more things, and I have to do everything by my own. Since I'm from Pakistan, we have like a system where everything gets done by parents, so now I think I appreciate that more, being independent here.
And what else? Like, and I don't like any more Turkish guys. Like I hate my guy. My like taste of guys changed for sure. Okay.
Being independent here.
And what else? Like, and I don't like any more Turkish guys. Like I hate my guy. My like taste of guys changed for sure. Okay, be careful. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, why not? Like, yeah, my taste of guys changed. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's made me independent because no one will help you here. Yeah. But
wow, common answer. And they're not all a group of people just copying each other.
Appreciative of the small things, the park, this kind of stuff.
So many ways. One way that comes to my mind is related to the value that I give to family and friends and that kind of thing, because being in another country that's not your culture, it brings me that so strong how I want to be with my family and my friends with my values. So this the value related to my home country is now really strong for me. This has changed me a lot. I think friends and that kind of thing, because being in another country that's not your culture, it brings me that so strong how I want to be with my family and my friends with my values. So this the value related to my home country is now really strong for me. This has changed me a lot.
I can't really understand if he's saying, whenever I see someone speak with an accent, it just makes me sound stupid, because I always think, if I can understand them pretty well, and they know a whole other language that they're perfect in that I don't. Isn't that weird? That's one of the things you grow older. It's like, you hear people with weird accents, and then you're like, oh, wait. They know a whole other language. And now I feel really dumb. But I couldn't really understand if he meant... I rewinded it, and if he's saying that, if he meant like, it's changed me and that I love my home country even more in Brazil and I'm homesick, or if he's saying that the less communal and more independent attitude in Germany has made him a bit stronger. I couldn't really tell which he was saying.
I think
Argentina, Buenos Aires, ¿Cómo estás? Más o menos.
really strong for me. This has changed me a lot.
I think it changed me a lot in the way I see things. I think in my country everything is very chaotic, and so maybe have to react to a lot of stuff in the moment.
Chaotic?
Here I think like life is more planned out, and everything is more chilled. So I think in that sense it changed me a lot, how the way I think of my future and so on. Yeah.
For me, it was definitely becoming more tolerant and understanding what actually embracing the diversity is about. Because, yeah, I mean, living in a multinational country in Russia.
Ruski.
Have a real, because, yeah.
I love all people from all countries, okay? I don't care if you're North Korean, you're Russian, you're American, you're Chinese, you're whatever. People are people, okay? What governments do, you know. I might not love Russia right now, but I think Russians are like anyone else, so. And I'm sure Russia thinks the same about America. So.
I mean, studying what actually embracing the diversity is about, because, yeah, I mean, living in a multinational country in Russia, we have really dozens, even hundreds of peoples and different languages. Still, at least in the surrounding that I was living in a big city in St. Petersburg, it was more homogeneous, let's say. And here, when I come also to a big city, I met so many people with different backgrounds, coming from different countries. And really, I feel right now in my surrounding, people raising more questions about awareness, about diversity, and how you understand it, how you tackle the problems around this. And this is definitely the positive change I see in myself over the last 3 years that I'm here. So I'm definitely grateful for.
He's really intelligent.
Yeah, getting a chance to get into this surrounding and meeting also such people.
Yeah.
One crazy thing about living in Germany is the fact that you can literally leave a screen on a car and no one will do anything with it. I don't know. I reckon that would be if that was left there 2 hours, no one would steal it or nothing. Germany is the fact that you can literally leave a screen on a car and no one will do anything with it. I don't know. I reckon that would be if that was left there 2 hours, no one would steal it or nothing. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, same around here, but depending on where you go in the US, that'll change. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I thought he was I was so confused because I thought this was a screen, like playing a movie. Oh, right here. Yeah, okay.
If that was left there, crazy.
I think there's several dimensions here, but mostly I guess that I became a little bit more organized just by looking at the other guys, how they act, right? But apathy is the whole point. Germans usually, they're not spontaneous, for example. So that's something we value, or I value from my usually they're not spontaneous,
for
example. So that's something we value, or I value from my culture, for example. So not that far, but financially planning things sometimes is really good to plan things, right? We Colombians or South Americans, we usually don't plan much, but sometimes it's good. So that's some of the things that I've been gathering from Germany, and that's changed me a lot.
Not a lot, but for example, in Italy we are always in late, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but since I'm here, I start to be punctual.
For me, like, Germany kind of shapes me into a person who's more used to changes, like very spontaneous changes in life. For like the first day I've been here in Germany, there's this strike for public transportation in Munich, so that I have to change to other transportations for me to get to the student apartment. And this happens a lot, not only for the Deutsche Bahn, the MVG, and also DHL, and many other services as well.
I think it made me toughen up a lot because I moved.
Is she just talking about like striking of certain like transportation worker unions?
And and many other services as well.
I think it made me toughen up a lot because I moved here fresh from uni, and then I had to like start a new job, like live here, move, like uplift my whole life, and I think it's made me tougher. But I'm pleasantly surprised by how nice everyone's been since like living like here. Yeah.
That's social media now.
I don't seek uncomfortability enough in my life, and I haven't in a long time, and it's starting to get to me. Like I'm like the kind of person who, like, whenever I'm gonna make I like a big trip, I always imagine the bad stuff and negatives that could happen before imagining all the good things or just the normal things. And that mindset I have makes me miss out on a lot of experiences. Like, it's not a good thing to always be just comfortable how you're doing and with your surroundings. And it's videos like this that are... Sorry, I'm turning this into a therapy session.
No? How nice everyone's been since like living like here.
I admire people who have qualities I don't, okay? And one of the qualities I don't have is just spontaneous adventurousness. And that's such a boring thing to have. And here I go again saying I need to work on it. 2 years later, I'll say the same thing.
Yeah.
I should pay you. Never mind. Sorry, forget it.
Tougher, but I'm pleasantly surprised by how nice everyone's been since like living like here. Yeah.
That's social media now. We don't take out our phone in public and keep snapping people. People don't do it here.
Of course, when you go abroad, I mean, you start to get to know yourself better, and of course that also happened to me. I would say I became more confident about who I am and what I can do. Yeah, and I stopped questioning more and more what are my capabilities and so on, because coming from Brazil, we are always putting ourselves lower than, and also I started to value other things in my life, for example, the relationships which really matters. And it's not only about work, you need to enjoy your life. You need like this beautiful day that we have here today. So, and I would say in a nutshell, it helped me to realize that life is not only about work, because for a long period in my life, it was really, really about work and living in Germany. Oh, there are other things, there are birds singing outside.
It's very...
I should go outside and enjoy that.
That was very different than a lot of the other answers, I think.
There are other things, there are birds singing outside. I should go outside and enjoy that.
Like especially in Turkey and in Balkan region, like the guys used to like stare at me and then how do you say hit
on.
Catcalling. Also like they were saying, "Ooh, like hey lady, what a s, hey lady, what a ice, whatever." And I hated that, and I fight it a lot with those guys. Like I stared them, I like swear them when they did that, and I hate it. Like in Germany, that's really not happening, which is perfect. That's, I mean, it happened very little.
I think in a lot of ways, because we're from South America, so we have a complete different culture.
A lot of South Americans. I've seen Argentina, I've seen Colombia, I've seen Brazil, here's Ecuador.
So I think in every aspect in my life it has changed.
I feel like I've grown a little softer actually than I used to be before, and I would say that also I've experienced a lot more here than where I lived before. I don't know why. I don't think it's because of like the culture being different. Maybe because I live away from my parents now, I'm like free to do more stuff. Yeah. And I've been.
How do people sound so American? I'm so tired. It feels. It's a blessing and a curse having English and American English as like a worldwide language that so many people know, because it's like great, everyone knows, but then like I'm like, this person from Albania has perfect English. It's like this. It's like everyone else knows their own code language that they can talk with others that I can't understand, but anything I say, all of you can understand. I'm learning a language. What language should I learn? I could do a cool side project. I could start another channel, call it Connor McLanguage. McLanguage. I don't know. Albania is such a mysterious country to me too. It's like a Islamic remnant from Balkan Wars, Ottoman, former Ottoman. Like it's a Balkan country, but it seems very different.
Experiencing a lot more things, and I feel like I've grown actually a lot more as a person.
Yeah, well, so Germany has definitely helped me a lot grow into an adult. So it took me a while, but now I think I have it. It's definitely had a positive impact on my last 8 years here. I think it's given me a lot of opportunities to grow in different directions.
And also sometimes when I go back to Colombia, I realize that Colombians were so noisy. And Germans are so quiet, they don't talk much, right? So that has changed me a lot. So now whenever someone is a little bit noisy, I'm like, oh, this guy's too noisy. So I realized that I became too German here.
So it's with the partying as well.
I'm getting like Japanese vibes. Maybe not to the same extent, but it seems like when I see Japanese cultural difference videos, it's a lot of the same concept as it responses to Japanese culture as German culture is. The Germans and Japanese would get along great. They should like form an alliance or something.
We've calmed it down. Yeah, you calmed and actually say the parties are like, we like to party and dance here.
Exactly. So then you realize that here everything goes a little more quiet.
I like the independence. Like, I think I'm more responsible than ever, and I value the money more.
Yeah.
Also, I don't take the sun for granted ever. I grasp the opportunity to go out whenever there's sun, because there's rarely ever the sun here. And I get to places in time now.
Oh, really?
People I think are really punctual here, and all of my friends expect me, German friends expect me to be on time, which is scary sometimes, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I also sometimes wake up in time now, so.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I've been more patient, I'd say.
Okay, I need to go to Germany.
Because
I've been, but very short amount of time. I'm on the front of a newspaper, small newspaper from a town called Koblenz. Look it up. It's from like it's going on like 10 years ago though.
Bureaucracy and everything takes like super. I've been more patient, I'd say, because the bureaucracy and everything takes like super long here, and everything in Korea is like super fast and efficiency, and here I feel like everything's super slow, and you have to have the patience and do a lot of like receive a lot of mail in your mailbox. So I think patience and directness are the biggest things, I guess.
How has it impacted your life coming here since obviously moving here?
There are more opportunities for me. So contrary to what was there for me in Kenya, part of the reason why I'm here anyways is because that there are many jobs than the people who are, there's more job supply than demand. Yeah, and back at home it was different. So yeah, there are more opportunities here for me, I guess.
I mean, the life here is of course different. You feel safer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have been to Brazil, but in Brazil we would not be doing this. Sorry to put like that, you know.
Well, Brazil is a huge country. I'm sure it depends.
Well, you know.
He knows more than I.
Be doing this. Sorry to put like that, you know. Well, you know what I mean. So it's
not so easy.
It's not so easy. Then it can be dangerous. So you feel safe. You feel comfortable. You have a kind of insurance, and that fits the German because they have insurance for everything. So you feel like, I don't know, safe in general. Yeah. So you are not afraid to going outside and taking your laptop with you or your phone, and you can rely more or less on the public system. Yeah, I would say.
Dang it. I was about to say that can be the same with America, depending on where you are, and then he said the public system. if you're rich, all right, yeah, healthcare isn't great over here. I was getting ready to say something, and then never mind, because he said they're like good public services.
As on the public system, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
It depends from where you are, what is your reference, but in general, it impacts a lot my life. So.
Positively, like I would never, like a year ago, I would never have like seen myself like drinking coffee and eating a croissant on my balcony, and now I just do that in the morning, and it's like it's nice, yeah. And I go skiing like at the weekend. Oh, nice! So it's nice.
It's a proper way, isn't it?
Well, I've gotten my master's degree. I've had a couple love affairs. And I just think in general it's made me realize, well, as a lot of Americans, I think before that I maybe had the same kind of perspective, but the world is not just within America, and I think other Americans watching, get out of there while you can.
I mean, definitely for the better, I think. As Anna said, like, in terms of, like, independence, we feel...
That's an American accent. Look, until she gets to the end of her sentence.
I mean, definitely for the better, I think. As Anna said, like, in terms of, like, independence, we feel like that, you know, I mean, we're only 25, but, like, even that, like, we just feel like we're so much more grown up now, and I mean, Ireland is, you know,
Ireland.
Great, but I feel like because we're just that little bit further away from home, that we have that independence, and just, we've grown as people, like, 100%, so, yeah.
I think as well, like with family and friends at home, it makes you realize how important they are, because you have to make that little bit more of an effort to stay in contact, and I think, just how important everyone is in your life and everything. You just learn that from living abroad,
100%. Keeping up those connections is so important.
I can answer this question in many fields, but related to work, for example.
This guy again. I want to hear him again. Okay.
I can answer this question in many fields, but related to work, for example, here I think it's much better because we have a more balanced work life here, so you have more time for yourself. That's good. But on the other hand, people here are not so friendly as in Brazil, so that also has an impact. Yeah, I think there are good things and bad things.
I would say definitely for the better. Yeah. And so far I love it. I think I'm gonna spend the rest of my life here.
Wait a second. They said he was from Albania. It's not that big of a deal. I hope I'm not seeing things. Where is he? Where'd he go? It's not that big of a deal. I don't need to. I have to now. I'm too far in. Albania lied to me.
Now that because she's in your life.
I can think it so.
And so far I love it. I think I'm gonna spend the rest of my life here, but there's like stuff that I miss from back home, but mainly it's impacted for the better, for sure.
In comparison to my home city here in Munich, I don't know whether it's like overall Germany or really local thing to have to participate in many communities. So like when I just moved here, actually I didn't pay attention to so many incredible amount of all the additional associations, different student clubs and other organizations that you feels like really a necessity to be a part of here. And I think this is amazing. It's not something that I'm of course not saying that in Russia people do not have communities and not sharing their interests or anything like this, but I had a feeling that here it was like multiplied by 10.
The impact? Yeah. Well, it was kind of an impact, especially like the cultural impact. For us in Argentina, we're like maybe a little bit more warmer, like outgoing and so on, and here it's a little bit more, cold but I think when you get to know like the people here, it's not like that. It's everyone here is like very nice. You just need to get to know them and have a beer with them, and that's it.
You feel safer in here, Germany? Yeah. Well, for me, maybe not, because like for example, the gun shooting several days ago happened in Hamburg. Gun and things like that are forbidden in China. So when I heard news like this, I kind of feel not so safe like you did.
I don't think I have to say anything about my country there.
I feel quite secured in anything that happens to me. And it's like, bring you like a super silly example. I recently just lost my wallet with all of the cards and some money, and yeah, it's not something I would expect to happen in my home city, that someone just brought it to the police station and I'm just getting it back. So
wow.
So here I feel like there's much less of the staring problems.
I cannot imagine other small cities.
Yeah, I lived in a very small city before called Schweinfurt.
Okay.
And there I had my ex-boyfriend was black. He was from Africa.
Yeah.
So it's like an Asian girl. And we were walking, and I swear every time, like, we would get these like crazy stares, like looking at us like monkeys in a zoo, like, ooh, like, and the kids would like follow us and stuff. Like, it was crazy. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
In the city,
outside of Germany.
Yeah, and I was so happy when I moved to Munich and I saw on the U-Bahn like Asians, and I was like, oh my god, there are Asians here. This is so fucking cool. Yeah. And there's like so many of them. It's so international here. You hear English all the time. It's a big relief
That was a curveball.
for people who are from abroad. Like, of course, I came to Germany not to be.
I saw a video on YouTube of, I don't think it was in Germany, it was somewhere in Europe, I think Italy or something, and it was a soccer game, football game, and a black player was taking a corner kick, and a banana was thrown from the audience to him. If that, America has its own race problems, okay? We have a long history, okay? If that ever happened to him in America, that person would be pointed out immediately and thrown out. It probably worse. So America, a lot of like race is always talked about here and stuff. So maybe we're just more used to it. But that was crazy. That was
only with international people.
I'm not saying like, oh, Europe, like America has many problems. That shocked me for sure.
I came here to like integrate and so on, but you know, it's nice to see people who look like you and you know, who live in a similar situation, who are coming abroad and living there for a long time and so on. So it's nice to see them express,
like in the society.
Yes, for sure. So
thank you so much. Finally, we got a Brit. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Love them all.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, honestly. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shin, or Danke
so
schön.
much. It's so good to meet Irish people again. Pleasure, the first Argentina on the channel. Absolute pleasure meeting you. Absolutely. Thank you, Shin. Thank you so much. Honestly. Thank you so much. Honestly.
I think you said thank you, Shin. Danke schön. Danke very much. Thank you. Pop. How do you say dog in German?
Thank you to everyone.
Hound? Hund?
In this video. My question to you guys in the comment section is, how has Germany changed you as a person? Vielen Dank, and wir haben viele Sonne, so yeah, the only day in Germany which is not raining, so good.
Ich habe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can only count to 10 in German. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Danke. Mein Name. That was a great video. Yeah, I enjoy that a lot. I love these types of videos. Love y'all. Hope you're all doing well. If not, chin up. You'll be good soon. Don't worry, friend. Emotions are fickle. See you next time, guys. Bye.